What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another episode of the Other Side of the Firewall podcast. We talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams. And as always, I'm joined by LeVon Maynard.
What up, what up?
And Shannon, unfortunately, couldn't be with us this week, but he will be here next week. He's a little under the weather. So we're going to change it up a little bit. We're not going to talk about, it's supposed to be the 8th generation of consoles. We'll wait for Shannon to come back for his input. And then Red Notice. So I was able to squeeze it in, but I know Shannon's very pumped about watching it. So we'll wait for him. And I think, LeVon, you said you had in your queue, so you're going to watch that up as well.
Yeah.
But everything else is on the table.
That's right. Everything else goes.
Yeah. So with that being said, how was your week?
It's been a pretty good week. Like you mentioned, I want to check out the Red Notice. I put that in my queue on Netflix. We actually just watched the Harder They Fall, just like shortly, maybe a few hours ago before I hopped on the podcast today. I enjoyed the movie. I think it was. I want to say it's like some sort of like it's gonna become like a cult, classic or some sort of award-winning, movie. But I really enjoyed it. It's an all-black cast and a kind of a Western-themed movie. And obviously, I love. I'm a big fan of Idris Elba. A lot of other actors and actresses that were in there. Was it
Jonathan Majors?
Jonathan Majors, yeah. I was trying to remember his
Regina
first name.
King.
Yeah. Regina King.
Deion Cole.
Yeah.
I can't remember boy's name. He's from Judas and the Black Messiah and Sorry to Bother You. I can never remember his name.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about though. Oh yeah. Man, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I want to give him his due.
He played Cherokee, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Cherokee Bill.
Cherokee Bill. I like it, especially his character in the movie. He did a great job. He's like, I don't know, he just played that like kind of like monotone, like everything's cool kind of guy.
Right.
Like don't make me shoot you.
Stanfield. Lakeith Stanfield.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he killed it.
But also Delroy Lindo. Like it's a huge cast. Like
right.
Zazie Beetz, like it's so many people in this. It's ridiculous. I can't even name them all.
Yeah,
bad people.
And it had a nice soundtrack too. I think they had some good songs in there. Yeah. Produced by Jay-Z. So I'm sorry. Yeah. So the movie production is produced by Jay-Z. Rock Nation did the soundtrack. I can't remember the name of the sound producer, but I saw him on an interview talking about the soundtrack and just what it meant to him and how he was like, you hear a lot of movies, soundtracks, they have nothing to do with the movie anymore. Is that all these tracks had something to do with either the scene or just the movie in general. And then he went into each track. I thought it was pretty good interview. Yeah. Oh yeah. You have to check that out. No, I thought it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. Then what else? I missed you guys. You might have talked about it maybe last week or so, but I watched Internals. I saw that in the theater.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the movie. I think, reading some of the reviews earlier before I watched the movie, which I shouldn't really do it anyway, but I saw some reviews. Right. People kind of gave it like a negative review, but I thought it was really good. I think what people didn't like was maybe the length of it. Potentially it was like a lot of backstory, not as many action scenes as maybe like a Shannon would like.
Right.
But
it's I knocked it too. So I said it was a 7. But the more I review it, like the more I go into the Easter eggs through New Rockstars, and I see the stuff that I just didn't know was a thing in the MCU, I like it more.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can like appreciate it because it's and I can understand why people would not like it as well. I think there's some points that were kind of like dragging a little bit, and maybe they could have like cut it down. But I think overall, I gave it thumbs up. I gave it I think I'd give it like a 7. A 7 seems like an appropriate score for it. And it seemed like it had like a pretty, high production value. It had some pretty good scene, good CGI and all that kind of stuff, action scenes, other action sequences. And then, some of the little bit of the twist, I guess, towards the end of the movie that maybe didn't really see coming. Even though I kind of got a little hint of it earlier, but I kind of expected something like that. Yeah, actually.
Okay.
I was telling the wife about it. I don't want to like do any spoilers on the show today, but just some of the interactions. I was like, they seem a little sus, and I was like, I was throwing them
right.
um, but then yeah, it kind of came to fruition. But um, but yeah, I thought it was a good movie. It wasn't like it's not like uh, uh, the Avengers, like like um, I can't think of the name now, but it's not like a typical Marvel uh, movie that you're used to seeing, as far as a cast of people that you're super familiar with, the backstory, everybody,
Right.
Iron Man, the Hulk, everybody like that. So it's like people that you don't really know about their backstory. So they spend a lot of time going in the past and trying to reintroduce you as far as like where they came from and how they came to be who they are. Um, but I kind of appreciated a lot of that side story. It kind of made me feel a little bit closer to the characters, and I think they did a good job overall. And then at the end, they have like two post scene credits, which kind of obviously they show that there's gonna be something more in the future with the series, um, and then maybe a potential another character that may be popping up to be a part of the I guess the universe. So I think I enjoyed it overall. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it in the future.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. So for me, it was just I'm tired of origin stories, but they have to do them, like, because
Right.
you can't just have characters just appear. It's
Right.
just it's not right. You know what I mean? Like, you have to give them their due. But in this
Right.
case, they had 5,000 years to cover. That's a long
Yeah.
time to cover. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get you invested in these characters. Well, I thought they pulled it off. It just wasn't as thrilling as some of the other, like Shang-Chi, but you're only focused on one character and a couple
Mhm.
side characters, right?
Right.
Um, but in this case, it's like 7 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot of people to cover. You just like,
Yeah.
eh. And then the twist you talk about, I saw it coming, but from a different character, but we can't really get into it. So I was like,
Right.
this is going to happen, because it's way these movies always work out. But then it was a
Mhm.
character I didn't expect. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I should have saw that coming, but
One thing
and as a
I'm
whole,
sorry.
I thought it was good though. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that one thing I can just a little shout out. I think the one character, man, I'm trying to remember his name now, but he's the one black character. He was
Oh,
doing more
Fastos.
Fastos. Yes, I
Yeah,
was like,
Fastos.
they did him proper, like especially towards the end of the movie when he was like using all his gadgets to like start like holding
Yeah,
down certain people and stuff like that. I was like, oh damn,
right.
okay, look at Fastos doing the work right there, using his
Yeah,
intellect and his like
yeah.
ingenuity to like.
Right. Because it, like, everybody else is getting on the action. You're just like, well, Fastos is just the smart guy.
Right,
And then you
right,
see it. He's a tactician.
right,
like
right. Yeah,
like he used his brain, to do something that the rest of them couldn't do. So I was like,
right.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I get a lot of Iron Man, Shuri, um, and Banner vibes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but obviously he is like
Right.
I can't really explain without spoiling it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the man is smart.
Right. He's a
You
smart
know what I'm
man.
saying? He's a smart man. So I can see him getting with those characters and like coming up with some brilliant plan in the far future. Like when
Mhm.
they start to really mix these characters up, I can see some what if type situations where you have characters um, who are never in the same movies come together to have to come up with a plan. And like
Mhm.
Fastos is gonna be your man.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I see
Yeah.
where
I
you're
can
coming
see that.
from.
Yeah. I can
So
definitely
yeah,
see that.
so the implications are high. So don't get me wrong. It just wasn't as exciting as because there's so many of them, and because of their abilities, you think it's going to be an Avengers movie. And it's not. It's an origin story.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, the budget was high.
Mhm. Right.
Like,
Yeah. You
they're going
definitely.
through centuries. All the wardrobes was in there. You know what I mean? They're going through centuries with these characters. So it was an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
And they answered the question like, where the hell were they when it
Mm.
was going down?
Right. Right.
And what were y'all doing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you were doing. Got it. Okay.
Right.
Tracking. So,
It's the truth.
but yeah, I would say definitely check out, for those listening, check out New Rock Stars is a YouTube channel where they do Easter eggs. So do
Mhm.
Eric breaks down some very obscure lore when it comes to the Easter eggs in movies. And he does a really good job. He made me appreciate the movie more. It went from more of an 8 than a 7. Still is an origin story, right? Origin stories are boring. But I would say in the rankings, this is definitely not quote unquote worst, like we're doing quotation marks for the audio listeners, of MCU. I would say Thor: The Dark World is still the worst. that movie was a solid 6. So, between that one and Iron Man 3, which one was the one where he was oh man, was it F1 race? Wasn't it? He was in Monaco.
Oh,
which one was that? Was that 3 or was that 2?
I want to say 2, but I could be wrong.
Oh, was it 2? Because 3 had the dude, I can't remember his name, but he was like made out of lava, right? Like Lava Man. Right. So I would say that those are the 3 least exciting MCU movies. So hey, sue me. Don't really sue me though. I ain't got no money. But
that was Iron Man 2. Yeah.
Iron Man 2. So Iron Man 2 was just meh. Like, because Iron Man 1 was so good. Iron Man 2 was okay. Iron Man 3 was like, maybe there'll be a 4. Like, but I would say it's, if those are the bottom movies, then this one would be above those, which is still good. A 7 in the MCU is still far better than most movies. I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, especially after a decade of making you care about characters, to still be introducing characters a decade later. Right. I think they're doing a pretty good job. So it is what it is.
I missed you guys' episode, but did Shannon have a chance to watch it yet, or is he even planning on going to check it out?
Oh man, I can't, like, so my memory is killing me. It's failing me. I don't think he went to see Eternals. I think he's waiting for it to come out.
Like on a stream.
I think I think he's waiting for it to stream. I think we talked about that, like how Shang-Chi's coming to stream already, and how this one should probably hit stream in the next 4 to 6 months. Which I would say is definitely a viable option, right? Like, so for me, I live 2 minutes away from a theater, and everybody, for the most part, like the vast majority of our population is vaccinated. So I don't have a problem going to theaters, but I can see if, you're still in a COVID-y situation. Maybe just wait for the stream. I think everything should be streamed anyway. I'm that dude. I'd rather spend a grip in my home theater than have to go to the theater. I do enjoy the theater experience, don't get me wrong, but not for every movie. So you can stream every movie, and then I'll pick and choose the ones I go to the theater to see.
Right. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I'd rather invest in a new TV and some speakers than like, for a family of 5, I'm spending like almost $100 a pop to go to the theater to see a movie full of people with sticky seats, sticky floors. No, man, I just watch that at my house.
I know. I'm the same way too. I like going to the theater for like certain movies when you really want to get that movie theater experience. We have the booming bass and all that kind of stuff, the big sound, and the obviously the big picture. But I'm right with you. I enjoy sitting at home, enjoying it like on the comfort of my own couch. I think I started getting bougie over the years. Like I used to only go to movie theaters that had like the reclining seats, so that I'd have to actually be able to kick up my legs and actually lay down like I'd be at home. And I stopped going to the theaters that had the standard seats that you can the
Cinebistros and the Paragons and
right.
I
had to go to the luxurious theaters, but recently I moved out here to California, but it's the area that I'm in doesn't really have any of those theaters. I had to drive like maybe 40-50 minutes up north to see to get one of those theaters. So I've been kind of forced to deal with the
sit with the rabble, the peasants,
the peasants, the commoners seating arrangement in their theaters. So I'm down there with the. And of course, I'm just joking, but I do like the reclining seats nonetheless. I like that experience. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I think if I can get everything streaming, that'd be perfect for me. I did notice, I just haven't been looking at it recently, but No Time to Die, the James Bond movie, was streaming. I was like, man, that went quick. It went quick
already
from the theater. Yeah, it went from the theater to streaming. You can stream it on like Amazon or something I think it's like $20 or something like that, but you can stream it at home right now. So I was like, dang, that's pretty quick. And I think it maybe had something to do with, COVID, or like, I think it's trying to like turn movies around quicker now to streaming, since, while it's still fresh in everybody's mind, they can just like, put it on a streaming service and people will buy it again, or people will buy it for the first time.
I think that makes sense though, because you get the big pop at the beginning, right? So even if if all these movies had to be delayed like that, I'd be fine with it, right? So you get the big pop in the theater, you get the opening release or whatever, but like a month later, these movies are not raking in the dough anymore.
Yeah.
So why not give it to me a month later, then give me the DVD or Blu-ray 6 months later? You could, because you can keep making money, right? Because you might get me twice. I might go to get that theater experience. You're like, I want to see it again.
Yeah, like
then I stream it. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And then you get the DVD later. You're like, I want it forever, and kind of get the Blu-ray.
Right. But in my case, I'll just wait to stream it.
That's right. I know. That's what they're afraid of, and I'm sure that's probably what I would do too. It's like, I'll just wait for the stream.
I'm like, I only got to wait 2 weeks. I can wait 2 weeks.
Yeah, that would be me. Oh man. But yeah. So what else was there? I was going to mention something else, but I can't think of it right now. Some other movie or something I had seen. I have to look at my queue.
Okay.
But I know Eternals was a good one, and then I want to say there's something else I might have saw in the theater, or it was like another big one.
What else came out? It's like No Time to Die.
Maybe it was No Time.
Eternals. How They Fall, because How They Fall actually hit theaters too. It was on simultaneous Netflix and small, or not small, I forget what it's called, limited release in theaters.
Right.
And then actually that one would probably be pretty cool to listen to in theater too. Like I do appreciate theater sound. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
But again, in this pandemic world, I can give it up.
Right.
I can give up a little bit of sound. Ultimately, man, like my goal for myself is to have a home theater that's like an actual home theater. Like I don't think I've ever shared the videos with you. Like I watch these YouTube channels where they actually build theaters in homes.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive anymore. Like it used to be crazy expensive, but like they have companies that come out and do custom builds for still expensive. But if I'm double retired, I might have that dough to build myself a theater, and then that would be perfect. And I would never have to leave my house again.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna say
people would deliver food to my house. Then I got movies in my house. Why am I leaving my house?
Don't need to leave. Yeah. I just recently upgraded. Like I got this nice sound bar with like this subwoofer that's like the biggest subwoofer I've seen. It's like as big as like a tower, like a computer tower,
a mini fridge,
like a mini fridge. Yeah, it's like a little mini fridge. I'm like, damn, this thing's huge. And that thing, like, it literally shakes like the ceiling. I can hear like in the house. I can hear like the rattle from like the exhaust, or like the not exhaust, but the air conditioner system. But it's like, and the first movie I got a chance to watch it was Dune, and I think that's the one I was trying to think of also. Dune. I had seen that on HBO Max, and that thing was booming on that sound system. Like every time the ships would take off, and they open up.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Dragonfly helicopters.
Yeah,
which is the coolest thing ever. Those need to exist in real life. Like, why don't we have those?
That's right.
But every time they take off, it's probably shaking your house.
Right. Hell yeah. The things was shaking. Like, it sounded really good. And I can appreciate, like you saying, get a nice home theater, especially get it like really hooked up. Cause I don't really have like this, speakers behind me, just kind of, it's on the front, but it has like front firing, and then it has some that go upwards, like towards the ceiling.
Atmos. Yeah. The Atmos speakers that fire upwards.
Yep. Yeah, it sure is. It's an Atmos like sound system. But you can buy like some satellite speakers to connect to it as well. It connects like wirelessly, but I haven't spent the money on that. But
gotcha.
A nice home sound system is definitely makes increases and enhances the experience without a doubt, versus just having it on your TV or something like that. Yeah,
because in my living room, I don't have a wall on that side because it's a great room, right? So it's living room, kitchen, and dining all combined. So I don't have that wall to buffer that sound, so you lose something in that space. So I
Right.
would love to have, a converted room that's all walled off with cable speakers all around me. Get the
Hmm.
Atmos that are in the ceiling that just firing down, so I don't have to
Yeah.
get the bounce. The bounce is still nice though. Like the Atmos bounce is actually.
Yeah.
I heard it and I was like, is it raining in my house?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah.
But I can only imagine if it's just firing down, it's probably
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing. But
Hell yeah.
that's a lot of money to get all that
Yeah.
stuff
Right. Right.
installed in the house. You got people fishing wires through your ceiling and your behind your baseboards and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it's
Hell yeah.
it's a future dream, right? We'll see. We'll see
Right.
what happens.
I had I had a so when I lived in Vegas for a little bit, and the house that we had there was actually pre-wired for that surround sound speakers. And actually
Okay.
I went ahead and so we have it, it's not hooked up right now, but I have like I want to say, what's it, a five five speaker like setup with this, plus the subwoofer.
Mhm.
That actually had it actually mounted in the ceiling. They were actually hanging
Okay.
from the ceiling, had like three speakers in the front and like two speakers behind me overhanging, and then the subwoofer. And it sounded amazing. I had like I have a receiver as well that hooked them all up together, and
Yeah.
it sounded like really good. And then you get that theater experience. But it's kind of like a little bit of an older speaker system, so I don't think it has like all the Dolby Atmos and what was the other
Yeah.
popular
Some
one.
some of the encoders and stuff like that are a little
Yeah,
bit like. So what's crazy though about a really good AV system, right? And there's different ranges. Like I'm sure there's some audio files listening. They're like complete snobs. Like, oh, you need separates. You need your separate preamp and amp and all that stuff. That's
yeah.
expensive. So, but in a good all-in-one amp and preamp AV center, they last like 10 years. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
lie. Like they are so forward thinking. Like so you'll
Yeah.
buy one and you'll have it forever. Like
Hmm.
because they put in stuff that's not even out yet, like stuff that's still
Yeah.
insert. They'll stick in there. You're like,
Hmm.
all right. Like some new comes out, you're like, yeah, I can use that too.
Right.
I had one for just about a decade before it started to become dated. Like
Mm.
I had one before the 3D was a thing. Remember 3D was a thing?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a dumb period.
Yeah.
It tapped out right there.
Yeah.
That's when it tapped out. It's petered out right there at 3D. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was like,
Hell yeah.
I'm okay with that.
It's like I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice though. It's good to have a nice sound system, and it kind of made me like feel like, dang, I've been missing out on so much. I've been just watching most movies on my regular TV speakers and not really getting a full
Yeah.
sound that I could. And I can see why people, I got like the nice TVs. I've been getting like the 4K TVs and all this kind of stuff. But then you don't really think about the audio. It's like, oh, you don't,
Right.
you upgraded your TV, but you didn't think about like upgrading your audio. Because
Yeah. And that's half the experience. What
yeah,
they typically say. Like if you're going to spend a grip on a television, then you need to do the same thing in speakers.
right.
Because you have movies like Ready Player One, or
Mhm.
my go-to used to be Transformers during the
Mhm.
sand trap, like the first
Yeah,
Transformers when sand trap was attacking them and
yeah,
the gunship was circling. Oh, that
mm,
sounds amazing with a good
yeah,
surround sound setup.
yeah.
Like you can hear it buzzing around you, and you can hear the shells as they're coming in from the direction they're coming in from.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is
Those
bananas.
days are gone.
Yeah, I know, right? Now you're trapped in a desert with no sound.
Those days are gone. So oh, what would
Oh,
really make you upset, and then we can get off the subject. But what would really make you sad
yeah,
is the store here sells receivers. And you're like, oh man, I could probably wire up the house.
yeah,
They don't
right.
sell speakers.
What the hell? Here's your receiver, and
What am I doing
go
with
ahead.
this?
Yeah, good luck finding speakers.
Well, yeah, they have a whole aisle of receivers. So when I walked in, I saw the receivers. I was like, okay, I might do something here. And
Yeah.
then you go look for the speakers, and there's not one,
Wow.
not one speaker. And I've
Yeah.
been here for a year, and
Yeah.
like, what
That's
are y'all
crazy.
doing?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
like
know.
teasing you. Like, yeah, it's like, here you go.
I don't know.
Dang. Yeah, that's messed up. But man, you made that point earlier though. It's like I was just now thinking about you know, my mom has a sound system at her house, like, but like an old one. Like it's been around as long as I remember, like being as a young child. Like seen like, playing with the speaker or whatever, like she has like a sound system that has like a stack of like, like a DVD player, and then like
Oh yeah.
or like not DVD, but like a CD player, and then like has another stack of something else, another stack of something else, and it's kind of like a little tower. And then she has like these big speakers on the side, and maybe has like, I don't know, 4 speakers or something like that set up some kind of way.
Right.
But it's like that thing's like super old. I think it's like a Sony, but that thing has to be made from like, maybe the 80s or early 90s or something like that.
Oh, so it's got the best components in it ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like never gonna die. It's gonna be around for like 20 more years, 30, 50 more years later. It's gonna still be pumping sound out. But yeah, you get some good audio equipment. That stuff like never fails. You have it for years. But yeah, it's good to have something upgraded. I probably wouldn't be wanting to like use that to listen, listen to some more recent movies. I'd probably want to get it upgraded. Don't want to have stuff from like 1980s like bumping Dune or something. But it still sounds good nonetheless. But you still want to get some of that latest and greatest Atmos and all that kind of stuff to really get the full experience. But
yeah, you'd be surprised at what you're missing. Like you'll watch something that you've seen a long time ago, and you'd be like, I didn't even know that was a thing. In there, like literally, like someone is saying something. You know what I mean? Like, and you couldn't hear that in your normal left right channel setup. Like it's just it's not separated enough. But like this person actually whispered something in the person's ear, and you can hear it. You're like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But so did you play anything?
I was gonna mention that, like, kind of spinning off of the sound system. I was able to use the sound system and enjoy some games. And one of the most recent games I really got to appreciate the sound system on was Forza Horizon 5 for the Xbox. Came out on Game Pass like this, maybe a couple days ago. And that was phenomenal. It was like really good. Like especially the first part. And I'm not sure if you played it yet, but you drop out the plane.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I only played the intro though. I played it until you pick your car.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I did. But I played the intro, and I played a couple like little side stories. But it was like phenomenal just listening to the sound system and dropping off and hearing the car engine and the soundtrack they put on there. It sounds like really good, and everything's bumping. You hear the vibrations and everything. You feel the vibrations. But that game was really fun. I got to play around with it. There's one part of the game where you can actually, there's multiple areas in the game you can do this, but just drive straight until you can jump off a ramp and see how far you can go before your car hits the ground. But I was playing with that for like, a good 30, 40 minutes, just trying to see how far I can get. And I swap out my car. I get like I forgot what car I had. It was some crazy, like fast, like, man, I want to say it began with an M, but I can't think of it right now.
McLaren, maybe? McLaren?
Yeah, maybe it was like a McLaren, but it might have been, I think it was a McLaren or something else. But just jumping off the side of a cliff and just landing, at the bottom of some ravine is pretty cool.
Right.
But that's like a phenomenal game. I think a lot of people have given it great reviews. So I played some of that. I finished off the Yakuza, like the first one, like I guess the original first one of the Yakuza series. And now I'm playing Yakuza 2. And coming close to finishing up Psychonauts 2. I think I'm on the last couple of worlds of that game. I'm trying to wrap up. Like nowadays, I have so many games in my queue. I don't spend a lot of time finding like every little hidden, hidden piece of hidden item. I just go through it and try to like play, the main story elements, so I can kind of get the gist of the game and just enjoy the story. But I've been kind of like pushing through that, and and I started the second Yakuza game, just did like the intro part, and I'm still in like the first chapter, so I'm gonna try to work through that one as well. But got so many games I'm queued up that I trying to get through them all. So I just try to marathon my way through them and just kind of skip all the unnecessary stuff. But
Right.
it's kind of good and bad. It's good sometimes when you sit down and really appreciate a game, but nowadays there's so many games I want to play. I just want to like get through them and get to the next one. But how about you? Have you been gaming much in the last couple of days, last week?
Yeah, so definitely. So I've been playing San Andreas. GTA
Mm.
San Andreas came out on Game Pass.
Yeah.
The remaster. It's getting knocked. Like the whole trilogy is being knocked by people saying it's ugly. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
it's about what I remember it looking like. So they did a good job in that respect because like you watch the side by sides and it didn't age very well. It's just none of those games did. People's hands are like stuck together. they don't have individual fingers and stuff like
the Chris
that.
Rock fingers used.
Yeah, but it's like a 360 game, right? Or was it earlier than that? San Andreas came out for PS2, so PS2 / whatever equivalent. And they did a good enough job. And I didn't play it originally. So I remember buying it, but I remember not finishing it for whatever reason. And now I'm playing it again and I don't remember anything. None of the story beats, none of the characters. It's like I never played it before for whatever reason. And I'm enjoying it. So I've been going through the missions, doing some of the side stuff because I want to get the full experience and whatnot. But it's definitely going to be the game I play until Halo drops. I did play Forza. Forza looks amazing. I'm playing all these games. I'm playing on the Series S, so they're not going to look as good as playing on an X or a PC or whatever. But they look good enough. Like Forza still looked amazing to me, so I can only imagine what it looks like with the proper television and running on a Series X or a PC. I do kind of want to upgrade my TV now because I was like, even San Andreas would look better with a better television, right? Because they have like a revamped lighting system, all that stuff. But it's definitely playable, and it's still fun. Like it's not as sprawling as a GTA 5. Like you'll forget that like going into it, and you'll be driving down the street and you'll be like, it's empty. But like this was a lot back then, right? You know what I mean? Like these streets were packed back in the day, but now technology and all that. So it's not GTA 5.
Right.
But it controls like GTA 5. The cars control really well. You have the GTA 5 wheel for switching weapons. The lock system is pretty good, and you can roll. And I can't remember if you could roll before. I assume they didn't build. I'm assuming they didn't build this into the game. It was already there, but like you can roll left and right, so you can roll in and out of cover. I'm like it's really competent.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So I'm like I don't know if that was added or not. I know that the wheel was because changing weapons used to suck. Because you scroll past your weapon, it was hard to get back to it. But the radio commentary is still hilarious. The radio stations still had those bangers from the time period. It's supposed to be like the 90s and LA or Compton or something like that. And the map is huge. So no complaints. I'm excited to play through it. I will probably jump back into Forza at some point. Just as a break up the monotony and what have you. Aside from that, just watching my weekly shows. Like I'm still watching Foundation and Invasion on Apple. My plan is to game this morning. So while I'm editing these videos, I'm gonna play San Andreas.
Yeah.
And then this evening I'll probably watch a movie. I'm thinking I think it's called Finch. Maybe it's Apple TV. It's Tom Hanks in a like a post-apocalyptic, I can't say the word, but I'm trying to say dystopic world with robots and a dog. Come on, it's like Castaway in the future.
Right.
I'm all over it.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm all over that
one. Sorry.
Yeah. So it dropped last week, I want to say.
I knew
it's been getting great reviews. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew he had a new movie that was coming out, but I didn't know what it was called or anything like that. Finch. I have to check that out.
Yeah, I think I
don't have Apple TV. But
starts with an F.
Yeah.
See, you would if you bought an iPhone, you get a year for free. I'm just saying.
I know the movie's not gonna be good because it's on Apple TV. It's priority. No, it's looks pretty good. I think I can get I think I may have a free offer for free trial for that waiting for me. I think I have that saw that somewhere, but I have to see. I have to check it out and check out the trailer later. Let's see what I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like anything Tom Hanks drops. Like
Yeah,
either it's
Tom
going to
Hanks
be
is
something
yeah,
historical, or it's going to be something off the wall.
yeah.
So he's a phenomenal actor.
I'm trying to think that does Tom Hanks have any bad movies that you can think of?
No, they don't
I
exist.
think they've
I
all
mean,
like yeah,
he's
yeah,
got Big when you're a kid. Remember Big?
right.
Uh, he's got Castaway,
Mhm.
Saving Private Ryan. Like, there's no bad Tom Hanks movies.
Right. I don't think
Was
there
he in
is one.
Turner and Hooch? Was Turner and Hooch
Yeah,
Tom Hanks, or
Turner
was that
Hooch.
somebody else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Come on
yeah,
now. Like, this dude's filmography off the chain.
right. He's
Come
got
on
nothing but
now.
classics, nothing but hits. All his movies are like all his movies are certified fresh on rotten.
Right.
He's
Right.
got no rottens.
He'll make a bad movie. So this one though is getting pretty good reviews. People are saying it's pretty good. Apple's trying to step their game up with content. So I've been watching their TV shows. Like I said, Foundation's pretty good.
Yeah,
Um, it's sci-fi. Invasion is a slow burn. It's starting to get better. But these movies always like movies with zombies and aliens always kill me. Not I love them, but it's how slowly people pick up on it. It's
right,
like no,
right.
like obviously it's an alien invasion. like,
Yeah, yeah,
like get your stuff together. So
yeah,
I'm probably 4 or 5 episodes in. They just not figuring out like, oh, we're being contacted by aliens.
yeah.
But bruh, you knew that from the jump. Like I could have figured that out. Or people will see
Yeah,
a zombie and they were like, what's wrong with him? Is he sick? Like he's
he's sick.
obviously a zombie.
Right, right. Let's bring him into the ship to make sure check him out. Like, oh
like
no.
obviously he's a zombie.
Yeah,
So
I didn't tell you that I actually got a chance to see that you talked about like a while back, but Radius, where these guys
oh
like
yeah.
killing things that came. It was pretty
Yeah, yeah.
entertaining. It was an entertaining movie. It's like obviously it's like another one of those. It's like don't expect some phenomenal like
Right.
masterpiece of a movie, but it was like entertaining in the fact that it's like something different. I haven't really seen anything like that before. And one thing I'll say is like very like um, um, was I was gonna say not surprising, but I can predict a lot of things that were going to happen in the movie. It's
Yeah.
pretty like not nothing like
The ending though, you got that one?
I kind of saw that coming. Actually,
What?
I
Oh
guess that
man, I
like
got
as it's happening, I was like, I bet this is going to happen
nah.
because obviously the thing that he was doing couldn't last forever because there's no way that unless they found like some sort of like magical way to prevent that from happening ever again. I was like,
Right.
they're gonna have to take care of that, and
Yeah.
then
Well,
the
no,
other
so
part of it.
not the ending, but his
Oh
like I don't want to give anything away. Everybody watches
yeah.
it, but that twist in the cabin.
Mm.
Did you peep that before it happened?
Um, I'm trying to think about which twist because I'm talking about the group
When
of people that.
when she's combing through
Oh
uh
yeah,
the
yeah,
the wood fire oven or
yeah,
whatever. Did you
yeah.
picked up on that before it
I picked
happened?
up on that. I was like, I knew that
What?
there was something shady about you know
I had no
shady
clue,
about his
man.
background, and
I had no clue.
I knew I figured that out like ahead in the movie. I was like, I bet you he because they obviously the big thing was like, oh, why did we end up like this? I don't remember, why we were
Right.
driving and all this kind of stuff. They're trying to figure that out. It's like there's obviously got to be something to that. It's not going to be like they're going to brush over it and like, I'll just go into the grocery store and then all of a sudden
Right.
I got,
Right. Right.
But he was
That one got me. Like you should be a detective because you are
yeah,
Columbo. Because
I did a little
I
Columbo on
did
that
not peep
movie.
that one. I did not peep that one.
I should be Columbo on that one because I did actually I saw that one coming and I saw how they're gonna wrap it up. I was like, but it was still entertaining. I thought just the whole kind of premise was different. I'd never seen a movie like that.
Yeah. So for those who were tuning in and didn't see the last one, so Radius, without giving
Yeah,
anything away, came out 2 years ago, either 2 or 3 years ago.
yeah,
It's an indie flick that is on Amazon Prime. Very small cast, um, indie budget, but they do a phenomenal job with it. But basically, a guy wakes up, doesn't remember who he is. He's walking around, and as he stumbles across people and animals, they are dead, and he's trying to figure out like what is going on. And then it's amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I
But
enjoyed it.
again,
I
it's
thought
it's one of those
it was fun.
situations where people are seeing stuff happening, just like I don't understand. I was
Yeah,
like, yo, if you don't get away from me,
right.
I'll start running.
That's right. Yeah. If you don't get it, yeah. And I thought it was funny how Yeah. Just like you said, it's just funny how people were trying to interact with him. He's like, "Hey, stay with me. I don't want you to come in my radius."
Yeah. As soon as somebody says to me in real life, if anybody ever said, "Hey, back away from me," I'm like, "You right? Say
Right.
less."
Yeah. That's right. I
Say
do not need to be
less.
close to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially the after the pandemic. Like, oh, you right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go this way.
That's right. Yeah, no,
But
it's a
I
good
thought it was
recommendation.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
think
fun movie.
it's a good watch.
Yeah, something you can watch when you're just like, hey, you just need something to entertain yourself, or like something you could put on. You don't have to like be 100% focused on it to
Yeah.
like understand what's going on. It's not like a deep thinking movie where you gotta like, break down everything like I don't know, some strategic like puzzler type movie, but
Right.
it's entertaining. It's kind of fun to watch. Um, I like those kind of indie movies. I like thrillers in general. I like ones who kind of like trying to figure out what's going on, and people are like potentially like dying or like trying to run away from something, like trying to escape a situation.
Yeah.
And they're like, to figure out how to get past whatever is going on. But I thought it's kind of one of those movies up my alley, that kind of a genre uh, that I enjoy. But yeah, I figured I mentioned that because I know you'd recommended it to Shannon and I
Yeah.
the other week.
Yeah, he actually liked it. So I actually got a good one in there for
Oh,
him.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Typically he hates my movies. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dang, I didn't expect that out of Shane. I thought he'd be like, oh, there's not enough action in there, not enough murders or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It like we can move from it, but the funny thing is, it reminded me of the Bone Thugs and Harmony video.
Oh, right. Yeah, when he just touches the forehead, like
Yeah, he touched the forehead. My man dies. Uncle Charles.
yeah, Uncle Charles. Yeah,
that was my man. That's what he was doing in this movie.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm glad you watched that. There's another one. So I don't think you're on for when I mentioned it, Vivarium. You might like it. Shannon would hate it though. It's
That
a
sounds familiar.
Jesse Eisenberg movie. It's also on Prime, and without giving anything away, a couple is looking for a house. They get the creepiest real estate agent of all time, drops them off in the neighborhood, and then they're
Yeah.
stuck there. And it is a thriller / sci-fi. I don't even know what genre to put it in, but I think you'll
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I'll put that in the. I'll try to add that to the queue. I like those kind of movies.
Yeah, but
It's got some
I thought it was
reviews
good.
too.
Yeah, I thought it was good. And it mirrors a lot of what's happening because it's Irish director, main protagonist, and maybe cast. I don't know because they don't stick with the cast very long. Like it's one of those movies that it goes from being out in the population to being shrunk down to just who needs to be in the scenes type situation. So at one point, there's no more than 3 characters on the screen, but it's really good. And it mirrors a lot of what's going on in the States with the housing crisis and suburbia and just the what's another there's a lot of themes like your influence on children and the influence of the world on your child. Like there's a lot going on in this movie, but it's not directly said. It's a lot of metaphors as you watch it.
Right.
But I really enjoyed it. I would call it a suspense thriller with some sci-fi elements in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll check that one out for sure. And one that I was going to mention to you as well. I'm not sure if you already seen it, but I did watch Ode, which is like
so I want to see it.
Yeah.
I've not seen it yet. Was it good?
I enjoyed it. I know it didn't really get that great of reviews. It's got like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, but
Okay.
but I enjoyed it. It's like, I mean, it's again not one of those movies you're gonna be like, you're gonna like scream from the mountaintop, like everybody watch this movie now, please. You're gonna be missing out if you don't see it. But it was just like a kind of entertaining. It's a thriller type movie trying to figure out what's going on, and pretty much the gist of it is that people are on this island. All of a sudden, they're starting to age at a high rate, or like a fast rate.
Yeah.
And they don't know what's going on. They're trying to figure it out, and they towards the end they start figuring out what's going on. They kind of solve the mystery a little bit and they're trying to figure out how to get out, get off this island, and some chaos ensues while they're trying to figure this out, and people start acting crazy, people going crazy, people start to, do some crazy stuff, but
Okay.
it's kind of like, and obviously some people are getting some people potentially die, some people potentially live, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty entertaining. I didn't like, I'm not sure if I'd pay money to go to a theater to see it, but like it was fun to watch at home. And just
Yeah. So I really enjoyed the director's movies though. Like I'm a big fan of Sixth Sense and Signs.
right.
What's that? What else did they do? Not so much The Village. Because I peeped that one from jump. As soon as it started, I was like, oh, I think this is happening. It just ruined the whole movie for me.
Right.
I thought too far ahead.
Yeah.
Lady in the Water.
Glass.
What was the one with the grandparents? That one was good too. Where they went to go visit the grandparents.
I've never seen that one.
Oh, you never seen that one? Oh, that's a good one. Oh man, I forget what it's called though, but that one was pretty good. That one is more horror themed because it's just it's not right from the jump. And you just because it's not right from the jump too. So you're learning as the kids are learning, but you know a little bit more than the kids. You're like, yo, get out of there.
Right. Oh,
this is not right.
It's called The Visit.
The Visit, yeah.
The Visit. Yeah.
The only one I didn't enjoy his, which I said The Village. So The Village, because I peeped it from the jump.
Right.
It was the trees. What was it called? The one where the trees are killing people. I'm sorry, I spoiled it already.
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty much. I mean, it's an old movie. That's spoiler.
The movie came out when I was in Alaska. I was in Alaska when that movie dropped. I bought it on Blu-ray. I was so mad because Blu-rays cost like $30 at the time.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this nonsense?
Yeah. The Happening. Yeah.
The Happening. There it is.
Yeah. Because people jumping off the buildings. Yeah. Right. It was pretty crazy though. It's like people like, get infected by trees and then they just like kill themselves. People just like jump off of buildings and stuff like that. And then they're trying to figure out what's going on. Just don't go outside. Don't go outside. Like
it had so much it could have done. You know what I mean? Like old girl took the sewing needle and she offed herself. I was like, oh,
right. Like
Buddy started. Remember, old Buddy started the lawnmower and ran himself over.
Yeah. Oh my god. People are going like extra to the extremes or like violently. Like it doesn't take all that to.
I know, right? Like you picked the hardest way to go out, but right. I don't know. Like the movie just
it
for me.
Yeah, that one was kind of crazy. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. It came out in 2008.
Yeah, so he has some misses, but for the most part, I like his movies. Like M. Night Shyamalan, because he did like I said, he did Sixth Sense, he did Signs. So those are two of his bangers.
Yeah. Yeah, then there's Split. I think that was a more recent one.
Oh, yeah.
Split with the
because he did what was the first one of Mr. Glass? What was the original with Bruce Willis and Mr. Glass?
Unbreakable? Was that the
Unbreakable
was
yeah.
And then he had Glass or like Split and then Glass. I think he kind of did it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I went into Split without expectations. Like I didn't know. And then the last credit scene, you're like, oh, it's a whole universe.
Yeah, right.
It's like the MCU.
Yeah, I know he did like a little mini MCU, which is pretty fun. It's pretty nice. Yeah. I like how he kind of pulled that all together.
Yeah. So I think his movies are worth it. So I definitely watch old. Is it still cost money? Like do I have to rent it?
Yeah, I think it's still on the let me see. Because you can watch it on Amazon, but you have to rent it for $5.99.
Okay.
But
I may because I ain't got much going on today.
Right.
I ain't got what's going on.
Yeah.
So just so I can check it out. But
yeah. I think it might be worth $5.99. It's not that bad.
Gotcha.
But I gotta check out The Visit because I see that one's also
I thought it was good. That was like his bounce back. because at some point before he made, I think that one dropped before he made Glass, or could have been before he made Split. But I remember he was in between jobs, and he dropped that
Yeah.
one, and no one knew he dropped it. Like nobody knew it came from him. They're like, "This is a good movie." And they said, "Well, what?" He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
his return to form, and I thought it was pretty good. Like there's some scenes where you be like, oh, not that they're gory, but it's just like children in danger. You just feel like
Right.
some kind of way about it. Like I want to protect them.
Right. Right. Get
Like,
out there,
oh,
kids. Come
don't
on.
do it, don't do it, don't do
Right.
it. Get out of the room.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I like some of his movies. Like I think yeah, I think you enjoy Old, and uh yeah, I think he's got some good ones. He's got a few bad ones too, but I think M. Night Shyamalan is a pretty good director. He's got some good good features. But yeah. So
Yeah, definitely.
that's one I recommend. I did see what was it? Free Guy. What's the one? I can't think of the name now. Free Guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
with
Free Guy.
Ryan Reynolds, Free Guy.
Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds. Yeah, I saw that one
Yeah.
too. I thought this was pretty good. It was kind of typical to me. Like it seemed very like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the same
It
kind of
had that same vibe. Yeah.
vibe. Yeah, yeah. Same kind of like augmented reality type. Looking through a virtual. I guess this is more augmented. Ready Player One was more like 100% virtual, like you're in this world, but it's kind of the same vibe. But it was pretty cool. It's kind of a fun movie to watch. I can definitely see that, watching that with some kids too, or like if you had like a family and you bring some kids out to watch it, I think they would really enjoy it. Especially have some of the video game references and all that kind of stuff that I think kids this generation would appreciate.
Right. Yeah. The Roblox and the Fortnites.
Yeah.
And all the
Right.
other stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, it's always good. Ryan Reynolds is always good in the movie. Because he breaks the fourth wall and everything he's in.
Right. Right.
to include Red Notice. So you watch Red Notice, it's a few of those moments as well.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the comedian's name, but the comedian in there was also pretty funny. He was also on Get Out. So that guy, whatever his name is, I thought he did a good job. And that's a pretty big movie for him to jump into, right? Like he's been in a lot of good movies, but for him to be in that one, because that's like mainstream, right? You got Ryan Reynolds Untitled, everybody's gonna go watch it.
Right.
So he's about to definitely blow up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a pretty good flick. I definitely would recommend that to anybody who wants to see Ryan Reynolds. Like he almost like plays the same character in every movie too. He's like a little bit of like
he just plays himself.
He plays himself. That's just him.
He's Will Smith, Denzel. Like these are just people who play themselves in different situations. Like what if Denzel's a cop?
Yeah, that's right.
What if Will Smith's a cowboy? You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
you go in there to see the person,
right? They don't have to put on any kind of accent or anything. It's like their regular voice and just the normal mannerism.
Yep. But so yeah, definitely worth a watch. But yeah, I think that wraps it up for this episode, man. I appreciate you this week. So we tag team it. So for all those who are still listening, definitely hit up all the episodes. Monday, we talk about something going on with the FBI currently, with them being hacked, DHS and FBI. Tuesday, we go a little bit more into the U.S. Hammering Revo gang hackers and putting them behind bars, getting money back. Wednesday, we have a very good discussion with Ms. Aisha Hollins, where we discuss women in cybersecurity and how they're not unicorns. They do exist. I thought that was a very good discussion. Thursday on Ask SSP, I should have a special guest on that one as well. So definitely tune into that one. And then Friday is today. So you watched it. Good job. Continue to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I did not say it all week, so that's my fault. But definitely continue to jump on all of our content. We push out there daily to you. So let us know what you like, what you don't like. And then suggestions for who you want to be on the show. So I take those as well. Hit up the website. It's www.theothersideofthefirewall.com. You can hit us up at all our social medias from there. You can hit me up personally. I am at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. You can hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Clubhouse. And you, LeVon?
Sir, you can hit me up on the Twitters at LeVon Maynard.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.
Take care.